All right, X-Files, Season 7, Episode 1 and 2. Making sure we're recording here. I
What do
swore
you
I,
guys?
I hit record, but I was like, you have no idea. If you haven't had a YouTube channel and you haven't sat in front of a camera for like 45 minutes and then you
Talking and
look and you
then
find that you didn't press record, it is one of the most like devastating feelings you can
it's
have.
tough. It's happened to us a handful of times for sure.
Or like the memory runs out, so it stops recording 20
Yeah.
minutes in,
Or the microphones turn off
or the
and we're
microphones
like,
turn off.
So
Oh
we've had a lot of ups and downs. If you've been around on the channel, you have maybe witnessed some of them. We like to joke whenever we finish recording, like when we get up to turn it off,
yeah.
we'll be like, "Oh, we didn't hit record."
Oh, we do that
We
shit
do
to
it
each other. We
all the
prank each
time.
other all the time.
It's not even a prank because we don't believe it. I never believe it when you say it
Yeah, but
anymore.
it's funny
It is
because like
funny.
we'll go on. I usually do it when we do either really long ones or
Yes.
ones that I feel like we really did well
Yeah.
and we both articulated ourselves very,
Yeah.
very well. And I'm like proud of it.
Right.
And so like when I get up or when you get up, you always know when to do it.
Yeah.
Because like we talk and we're really like landing a lot of good points.
Mhm.
And then you get up and you're like, oh, we can hit record. I'm like, don't even.
Feels kind of like a jinx.
Yeah. All right. So season 7, episode 1 and 2, the sixth Extinction, part 1 and 2, except for part 2 is also called Amor Fati. I forget. I wrote that down. I thought what it meant, but
Amor fati.
yeah, whatever. That's part of the subtitle of Sixth Extinction.
Mm.
All right. Once again, I mean, if you didn't see our last episode, I don't know why you'd be watching this without having watched season 6, episode 22's breakdown, but we went over a lot in there how much we don't care
Yeah.
about the overarching storyline of the show now. It's really just the Monster of the Week episodes that I have any interest in anymore. I think those are super fun, and I always look forward to them. And I'm always excited when we're not dealing with the Smoking Man and the aliens and Mulder's sister. If I hear Samantha's name again, I'm gonna fucking piss myself right there. I'm just over it, man.
Myself.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't care
No,
anymore.
I know. I agree.
So anyway, Mulder's mind is dying, and he's like attacking Skinner to like leave him a message because Skinner can take it. It's the only way he can pass a message to him. Scully's faith is supposedly shaken, but the next few episodes after this, like once we get past these 2 episodes and we get into like whatever other Monster of the Week episodes that take place after this, she's just as skeptical as she ever was again.
Yes.
So that's why there's no payoff to anything that happens in
There's
these
a lot
episodes.
of this episode.
They feel like alternate realities. You know what I mean?
They do feel just really weird and like out of place. And I don't really like. I love Scully episodes, but I don't really like this thing that they do where it's like her writing in a journal or something, and it's just like her thoughts. Like I don't mind that like here and there, but I feel like a lot of like this episode and the last episode are that.
Yeah.
Like her just like record, and it's because they're not like Mulder and Scully aren't together, so they're like trying, and she doesn't have somebody to talk to about things like in the same way that she would talk to Mulder. So like I know that's why they do it, but I just find it like kind of annoying. I don't know.
Seeing Scully like in like beach gear
It was
down
cute.
is very, very appealing. But
Yeah.
one thing I do not like, and I'm not okay with, and I think this is actually kind of shit writing, to be honest, because this is just so not Scully. She doesn't really value the life of the workers that she's hired on to excavate this ship.
I
Like
don't
one of
know
them
that
gets
she's
really horrible radiation burns,
yeah.
but she continues to let them go out there and continue to keep excavating after that happened. There's no fucking way. Scully would be like, this is too dangerous. We need to pull him back. She'd be advocating
To be
against
Yeah, I
this,
think
and
so
she's
too,
not.
but I don't know that she's like hiring them. I feel
I don't
like
care. She would
I
be like,
agree.
I
I
as a
think she
medical
probably
doctor, I
would be
have to
like,
say
yeah,
no more to
morally.
this, and she would leave,
I
if
do agree
anything
that she
else.
would say like morally we shouldn't do this. But I think that these are people from like this, like nearby community that are basically just like they're doing that. I mean, they're probably. I hope they're getting paid for it, but I think that
No,
it's
they're
like
hired on by like
the other girl that's working with her.
it might be the dude that comes back. He's the one who
Oh,
originally hired them. He's the one that's like
maybe.
originally excavating it, and that's like his tent and his equipment.
Yeah,
And
maybe it
then when
was
he
them,
goes
him.
missing, like Scully and them come in, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
But I just feel like when he comes out of the water and he has horrible
Oh,
radiation
yeah.
burns all over him, it's like that's it. You pull up anchor
Yeah.
and you figure out like you've got to go in there with a team um with a
Geiger
Geiger
counter.
counter, and you got to try to figure out like what's happening there. You can't just be sending them in there willy-nilly
Hmm.
and letting them die. Like that's not okay, right? That guy has a life that was obviously is important, and he shouldn't have to fucking do that for, I'm assuming, what's probably like cents on the dollar to
Yeah.
to do this horrible manual labor job. So not okay in my mind. When I was watching, I was like, absolutely not. That's not okay.
Yeah.
And Scully should be the first person, because it reminds me of that episode with the chupacabra when
Mm.
Mulder got her to agree to continue to do the case because he was like, well, who cares?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I care. So, okay, like, let's do this.
Right.
Like, I care. And she does care. She
Hmm.
always cares. And in this, she doesn't seem to care. And I think they're trying to write it off as like she's obsessive with the work. She's so
Well, she's
into
trying
like
to
what's
find like
happening.
some kind of way to help Mulder
Sure, of
ultimately. So
course.
that is, yeah, definitely what they're going for. But
And
I
maybe if they
agree. No,
made
I
mention
agree.
of that,
I agree. I
of like,
think,
this is fucked up and I
yeah,
know I should probably stop.
yet another reason why these kinds of episodes just feel out of place because they usually involve either Mulder or Scully acting like really out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, because like I think the it's radiation, right? And then because he looks like the water got really hot and he got boiled.
Right.
It's not radiation, or is it? Or is the radiation what boils him? It doesn't.
I
I
don't
mean,
know. Either way, he
I
gets
guess it
hurt.
does matter because radiation sickness is definitely different than just having your skin in
Yeah.
hot water. We have kind of like the plagues of Egypt kind of going on here with the
Yes.
water turning to blood and the
There's
locusts.
all these like, yeah, weird
Reminded me,
phenomenon
of course, of
happening.
the Mummy.
Yes.
Did we cover the Mummy when we watched them on the
I don't
channel?
remember.
I don't think we
We should
did.
watch them again.
God,
I love
I
those.
love the first two
They're
so
so good.
much. They're so good.
Yeah, I
Um,
love them. I'm a
and
librarian.
Folly tells Mulder she loves him. Boo.
Really boo. And he's like
Uh,
paralyzed.
yeah.
Well, he's actually pretending to not be he's pretending to be paralyzed, but he's not in that moment. But he's just like,
The dude that they bring in to help with Mulder, the guy from the past,
yes.
he ends up helping out, but he ends up getting killed
Yep.
as well. Skinner finally believes it's extraterrestrials, so
Mm-hmm.
Skinner's supposedly a believer now. We'll see if that bleeds over into the other episodes. Probably won't. It's then, of course, in episode 2, it's revealed that the cigarette man is the father
Mm-hmm.
of Mulder. This was something that Kaylee had called a long time ago.
Yes.
No surprise there. But is it some big revelation? Does it really make any difference
Is
to the
it true?
show? Is it true? I don't know.
Probably
They're
not.
probably going to take it back in
They're gonna
five
be
fucking
like,
minutes.
yeah.
I like that when they're kind of doing the fantasy world once again. How many times is Mulder going to be in a fantasy world? He was just in one in Field Trip. He was in one in the AI like episode
Yeah.
with Ninja Ghost or whatever the hell that chick name
Oh
was.
yeah.
Um,
What was her name?
Something like that. It's weird to me that if you're gonna make a program that's gonna keep Mulder docile and at bay, and you're gonna give him like a family,
Yeah.
and you're gonna like give him everything he wants. He has a fridge full of sunflower seeds and whatever. If they knew Mulder better, which they seem not to, it would be Dana Scully.
Yes.
That was his wife
Yeah.
and the girl that he got.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they made it foully, that's crazy to me. Like even the writers, I'm like, why didn't you make this Scully? He
100%.
would have been much more.
He would
It's
have totally been more
I feel
into
like
that.
I feel like the writers are so timid and afraid of the romance between
I
Scully
agree.
and Mulder. I feel like it's like they're playing hide the ball. Like they're
Yeah,
always
it's
like they think that like everyone's tuning in, and once they get them together, then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh,
it's
I
just
finally
not.
scratched that itch, and now I don't want to watch
No,
anymore."
like that's just not the case. How many like shows do people watch specifically because they're romances? Like you want to see all the stuff.
I've never seen a show
Where
draw
like
out a romance this long,
yeah,
ever.
it's insanely long. I mean, we're 7 seasons and it's not like fully a thing.
Not even close.
It's just
They've never
it's
even kissed.
hinted at. Yeah, hinted at. There's like chemistry and there's a few moments of like but nothing.
I mean, spoilers for for the show, but if you're watching along with us, but in 2 episodes from now, they do finally kiss for the very first time. But it's like 7 seasons, 4 episodes. Holy fuck!
It's a long
I've
time.
watched a lot of shows over my years of watching stuff, and I've never seen a show draw out a romance this long. This is fucking absurd because we're like 100 and some odd episodes into this show. It's like, get to it already. I don't understand. Everyone wants it.
Yeah.
They want it. Everyone wants it. It's
Yeah.
why are we playing coy this long? And then once we do get the kiss,
Yeah, it's
we
like
just go back to them being normal
nothing
again.
else
They don't have
happens
sex.
from it.
They're not in a relationship. There's no like, they never question it again.
It's
They never mention
literally
it again.
yeah, it's really weird.
And it's not even, it's romantic, but it's not even that romantic. It's more
No,
of just
it's
like
like
a
a gesture.
celebratorial
Yeah.
thing. And it's like, no, no, what? I
Yeah.
just, why? Why can't they fuck? Why can't they be a couple? Why can't we get a romance between them? They should have already like been together and broken up 3 times by this point of
Sure.
the show.
I would rather have that be a thing, like they're on again, off again, than like they're one of them's dying. One of them's got an alien sickness. It's, whatever. The smoking man. Samantha's back. Samantha's dead. Samantha might be alive. Like all of that, I would rather have their like relationship drama of like two coworkers like trying to like manage their personal
Yeah.
relationship and their professional relationship and like all of that. I think that would be way more intriguing and like compelling.
It's almost as if they really want the show to be completely disconnected every episode. And like
Mm.
every episode is self-contained, and then they
Mhm.
have this one giant narrative that connects every once in a while, and in that they kind of lean into certain things but almost never the romance. I
Yeah.
just I don't get it because it's so obvious
Yeah.
that they're in love with each other. It's so obvious
Yeah.
that they need to be together. It's like I'll say this. I don't buy into it anymore that they wouldn't be together.
Mm.
That's the thing I'm struggling with here. They're
Mhm.
not. Scully is like, she's horny. She's going after the writer and the tattoo guy, and it's just so on and so forth. And it's like all of that's so unnecessary because she has Mulder
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
She's clearly in love with him. He's got the vampire chick. He's got Bambi. He's got all these people, and it's like, if you don't want to give them any chemistry, if you don't want to ever have them be a thing, that's fine. But the whole show is like teasing it the entire time.
Yeah.
And it's like, why even bother with the other stuff? Why bother with the, the vampire episode with Luke Wilson? It's like you could use him as a jealousy tool,
Sure.
right? To spark some controversy between them as a couple or something. But why aren't they together at this
Yeah.
point? Like, enough's enough. I can only blue ball it so hard. This is like watching, this is like having sex and never climaxing. That's what this feels like. It's like, get to it already. Jesus Christ. This is like tantric freaking show at this point. Anyways, moving on from that. Deep Throat comes back in here as a little cameo to say, how do you do? Folly seduces him,
Mm.
sleeps with her. So, I mean, he kind of wants it if he's sleeping with her. I mean, I get it. She's fine looking and all that, but she's awful. Um, I don't know how much of the betrayal and stuff he knows about. And I don't know if they had sex in the past or not. I cannot really ever get a reading on like
Yeah.
if they were
I kind of
romantic.
feel like they
And it kind
were,
of pisses me off too if that's the
because they
case.
work together.
Because like he fucked the English chick who he was working with.
Yeah.
If he fucked Folly when he was with her, why is he not fucking Dana? Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
The
No,
best
it's
of them, the best looking of them, the coolest of them, the smartest of them, the best, like the best person all around.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the one you decide to work with for 5 6 years, who's clearly in love with you and you never touch. But the
Mhm.
other ones who are cheating on you, who are betraying you,
Mhm.
those are the ones that you go.
He's
So
got
fucking
he's got
he's
bad
got
taste
issues.
and issues, yeah.
He's got sister issues. He's got daddy issues. That's for damn
Definitely.
sure. Um, and he's gonna have mom issues soon too, because his mom dies soon as well.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers for a show that's 30 years old. He even gets old in this. This actually kind of reminded me of. This is going to be such a deep cut reference. Kaylee will get it because I did show it to her. But one of my very favorite comedies of all time. I can watch this thing fucking endlessly. It makes me laugh every time. Is the Stoned Age, and Joe, he has these visions of him getting older. When he has this like 2001: A Space Odyssey vision from the eye that hits him at a Blue Oyster Cult concert, and he's like having these visions of his life and him getting older and eating the Ronaldo's burritos and sucking on an Ox 45 bottle and shit. It's just something about this, the makeup and like the way that it's shown. It felt very similar to like Joe getting older in the
Yeah,
Stoned
yeah.
Age.
It's yeah, I can definitely see that. The makeup is
Terrible.
really bad.
Terrible. I don't know who the makeup artist in the show is, but every time they try to do someone older,
They just
it's
do a bad
horrid.
job. Yeah, that one.
I've never seen a person look like this older.
No.
They look dehydrated.
Always. They look like they've had all the water sucked out of them and then they've been covered in salt. Like
Yeah.
that one
Yeah.
episode where
On the
they are
ship.
dehydrated
Yeah.
and covered in salt.
Yeah.
But like that's always how they look when they're old. Shriveled.
Yeah.
But
They're
not
like
even shriveled.
they're like call the
I'm like,
fucking
why does what this
call the
person,
shriveler.
the makeup artist is like, old people, they don't use any moisturizer and they
Yeah.
drink no water.
They got him on speed dial under the
The
shriveler.
shiveler?
Yeah.
The shriveler?
Shriveler.
The shriveler.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
Call the shriveler. We need him. We're going old again.
We're going old.
Um. So yeah, Scully is the voice of strength that's able to pull him out. And then yeah, as I said, like Albert Hosteen, however you say his name, the code talker, he dies eventually, and he dies in Scully's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like doesn't know what to believe, and it's like, oh, now we're going back on her faith being shaken or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
She's always there. She's always back and forth, back and forth.
So
And yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the big end of the season 6 and the beginning of season 7 to set up a new story I don't care about. So
Yeah.
yeah, and Mulder's another thing too is like they set all this up for like Mulder to be psychic and everything, and then we skip into the next episodes and he's not psychic.
I
He
know.
can't read
He should
minds.
still
Like,
have some leftover something. Because he already has something.
it's all for nothing.
Yeah, it is.
So
I don't like these episodes.
like if you go to the next episode, there's no connection. Like there's no
None.
like if you skip these episodes and you go into the next episode, there's like no evidence
Yeah.
that these episodes happened.
Sure.
Like Mulder's not recovering.
Yeah, there's no like leftovers.
There's no like, you know, Scully's like, oh man, like my faith is really shaken about what I saw on the beach. Like, did aliens really write the Bible? And
sure.
like none of that is like mentioned or applied to the next few episodes after this, because we're on episode like, where the fuck are we? We're like 12 episodes into this season, and there's nothing that happens in those 12 episodes, or I should say 10 episodes,
that references this or
that
like
acknowledges any of the things set up here. So it feels so pointless.
Yeah.
So it's like, I only want to talk about the fun episodes that feel self-contained.
Let's start doing that now. Let's only talk about
we're just gonna skip.
We're gonna skip all of the basically like the finales and the opening episodes, because those are where they try and do it.
And the middle, and then
like the random like mid-season stuff. But
no,
we're cover all the other episodes.
We're gonna talk about them. We're probably gonna harp, and people are gonna be like sick of it, and they're not gonna watch. But that's okay, because no one watches.
You'll just know now, like on these season finales, season beginnings, and mid seasons, you'll know what to expect. So you can skip over these discussions.
We were being nice. We were being kind in these. Wait till we get to the conclusion of the Samantha storyline. Ooh, you're gonna see me fucking rage in that one. That shit is so like angering and
dissatisfying.
Yeah, it's dissatisfying for sure. Anyway, that's it. All right, I'm done. Thanks to all three of you for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the comments.
Bye.
All right, let's be done. Didn't hit record.